Basically, I'd like to just close with what I said earlier, because I think that's the point. It does require its own legislation. If we don't want it to compete with the taxis, which it shouldn't, we shouldn't put them in the same regulation, because if you regulate it like a duck, it will be a duck. So that's what we want to avoid. And it seems a little odd to me, or ironic in a way, that this is a shared economy and it's outsourcing. The Philippines is the BPO capital of the world, at least for voice. So we not just get the concept of economy, shared economy, we actually base a lot of our national economy on that. So what we're trying to do is do the same thing, use the shared economy and outsource the chore of driving. As much as I'm an enthusiast, nobody enjoys driving during peak hour in congested cities. So what we're doing is we are now outsourcing that to people who can now make a living. It's win-win-win. Everybody wins. And if we can now affect the private sector and private cars, it's a big win for the whole country. What I love about the TNBS is the diversity of drivers that you get. You speak to them and you'll be amazed. If you catch them for a week and you just talk to your drivers for a week, you'll find mothers, lolos, OFWs. It's wonderful to see. And some of these people have been given an opportunity to work when the rest of the traditional workforce has turned their back on them. Think of a senior citizen who has been forced to retire at 60, but is very much a productive member of society because 60 is the new 40. And this person is told by regular workforce, we don't need you, we don't want you, you're a liability. This person can now work and drive for us. This person can now interact with society. We also look at the technology where if sometimes you think, oh, it's going to cannibalize, but Skype and Viber, I remember the telcos fighting that as well, but they'll coexist. We still send SMS, and we still use Viber and WhatsApp, because these are two different sorts. Not everybody has an internet connection. Not everybody wants to spend on a 3G data connection. So these are the things where we need to use this opportunity now to create more opportunities to find a better way forward. We've established here, and there's no argument so far, that this is the better way forward. It's just now a question of regulation and being fair. But by being fair and leveling the playing field, has been mentioned today many times, let's not ask Grab and Uber to go down. Let's ask the others to come up. Let's help them come up. Let's create a better way forward, because we're sending a clear message to the world and to progress. You are welcome here. We want them to know that. The Philippines is, if I'm not mistaken, the fastest growing economy in Asia, if I read that correctly. It's definitely not Asia, Southeast Asia. We're growing. And the biggest threat that we have, and I'm sure Dr. Cal will agree with me, is transport. The transport crisis is the only thing threatening to slow down that progress. And here comes solutions staring us in the face. We should use the energy finding a way to legalize it instead of ban it. That's where we should be spending our energy, madam. That is where I'd like to see. Now, just to cap it off, Ms. Medina mentioned a very good point. Safety should be at the center of everything, and everything fall around that. I understand that completely, and I did an informal poll on my Facebook page, just my own personal page. I put it out there, and I asked people, which do you feel is the safer, more convenient option, a regulated taxi or an unregulated TNBS? There were 89,000 plus people who answered that poll in a matter of a week. 99.7%. I think you know where the answer is going. So I think we know what to do here. It's just a question now of finding policies that are bespoke and that don't kill the spirit, that preserve the spirit, and then help the other side come up. We're all stepping forward. Doesn't matter how little, let's just take a step, make sure it's in the right direction.